dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear.
Says the man dressed like an overgrown house cat.
That shield that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down the games based or connected to the Marvel Universe that we can't wait to play.
SWAT is 1084 at Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Unnamed Venom game.
We are not, Harry. We are.
The data leak that revealed Insomniac's plans for future Marvel games did immense damage to all parties involved. So much so, we're still feeling the effects.
You want to join us? We know it.
However, as a result, it did showcase that there were indeed plans for a game centered around Spider-Man's greatest foe. And since there's been no word of any kind of cancellation, we can't help but be excited by it. Do we get to choose between being a lethal protector or a brain-munching monster? Is this the same Venom from Spider-Man 2, or has Eddie Brock's day finally arrived? Hopefully it won't be long before we find out.
We are healed. Finally free.
Unnamed Black Panther game.
You can act around now, say the same.
You just wanted to show off your suit.
They all want the name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king.
The King of Wakanda has certainly been getting a lot of love in the gaming scene as of late, and that trend looks to continue in his own narrative action game, courtesy of EA. What do we know about it so far? Very, very little, other than it's going to be a story-driven fight fest within a Wakandan-sized sandbox, being developed by the group whose talents helped shape the likes of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor and God of War. So long as it doesn't fall into the trappings of a certain other infamous EA Marvel game, we're quietly confident that this kitty does indeed have claws. Marvel's Blade.
Relax, man. I don't bite.
Seems that Marvel was tired of ice skating uphill and finally decided to give us a game featuring the Daywalker. From the trailer reveal alone, it's clear that this is going to be a game with as much style as there will be blood. Best of all, it's being handled by Arcane Leon, who gave us, among other things, the exceptional Dishonored franchise. Granted, the last time an Arcane studio handled a video game centered around vampires, we got Redfall. Though we sincerely doubt history will repeat itself on that front. Get us to Paris pronto, we've got vamps to slice apart.
Night's just getting started.
Marvel's Spider-Man 3.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
This couldn't be more obvious. Insomniac's take on the iconic wall crawler is often touted as the best incarnation of the character across all of gaming, and it's not hard to see why. The first game was a rousing success across the board. It helped make Miles Morales even more of a household name, and despite some stumbles, its sequel was just as successful.
I can't let this go. I'm finally everything everyone needs me to be.
Yeah, you don't even answer my calls anymore, man.
It's no surprise that people are hyped for the upcoming threequel. All we know is that the scope is meant to be grander, its stakes higher, and we're likely going to have Cindy Moon, aka Silk, as a playable Spider-Woman. Please let this trilogy end on the highest of notes.
Oh, and this is my daughter, Cindy.
Marvel's Wolverine. Canada's most infamous mutant is beloved the world over, and now he's finally getting the high-octane, visceral video game adaptation he deserves.
The hell you talking about, bub? I'd heard you took an adamantium round through your thick skull. Guess you don't remember. Pity. I plan on doing some very bad things to you. So much better if you remembered why.
Once again brought to us by Insomniac, this version of Wolverine promises to bring the brutality and the tragedy, which is all we can really ask for. Logan is the best at what he does, whether it's ripping apart some unlucky bub with adamantium claws or dealing with the loneliness of living for so long. It's all right for Insomniac's brand of storytelling, and it cannot get here soon enough. Marvel's Iron Man. When it comes to headlining his own games, Tony Stark has had a rough time of it. Which is a shame because Iron Man is the ideal archetype when it comes to sci-fi action and adventure. Hence our optimism for Motive Studios' take on the character, the developers who helped bring the exquisite Dead Space remake to life. So they certainly know their stuff when it comes to making high-tech armor look damn good and sci-fi combat feel seamless. Whatever inspiration they can take from Isaac Clarke's ordeal, we hope it can translate into making us feel like the Armored Avenger. Please, please, please nail the flying mechanics.
System is charged, Tony. I think.
Got it. How's it feel, Stain?
Come here, Tony.
Marvel 1943, Rise of Hydra.
Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
This thing came out of nowhere, and now we're counting down the days until its arrival. Brought to us by industry veteran Amy Hennig, famous for the creation of the Uncharted franchise, Marvel 1943 sees us play as both Captain America and Black Panther in the midst of World War II.
Be careful, Stand-Wasami.
When am I not?
Everything we've seen so far looks spectacular. The visuals, the environment, it's an out-of-time action adventure that looks to explore the differences and dualities of two beloved Marvel icons. Also, Kari Payton is an inspired choice to play Azuri, aka T'Challa's grandfather and the Black Panther of old. Put up your dukes and unsheath your claws because this looks like it could be something special.
Far enough! Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Which Marvel game do you think will overshadow the rest? Let us know in the comments.
What are you writing?
The final chapter.